Hello. I took like a road trip to Southern California. Uh, a couple of days ago, I came back about 10 days, and it was kind of a long drive. To get to LA area, it took like 2 days. So here's a map of entire United States. So this is Colorado. I live near Denver here in Colorado, and this is Utah. If you see this Highway 70 going down west and finally merge to the Highway 15 going south, going through Las Vegas, and then finally going to the LA, Los Angeles area. So that's the road trip I took in May. I had to stop by somewhere in, I think in Nevada, stop by probably, and then arrived in LA area. But LA also, it's like a place we went is Tehachapi. I think that's what the name of the place. I think it's a kind of a resort type of area. It's mountainous and cool and wine country there. And lots of windmill, electrical windmill we saw. But so when we arrived there, it was very cold, and but then after the weather kind of improved and warm, but it's not that super warm or anything because it's just May, early May. And so my impressions of LA is tremendously, I think, changed because I used to go to LA by flight, by airplanes, right? And I know the downtown LA, and I know the city areas, and I know some of the beaches, Malibu and something like that. But other than that, I didn't know anything about LA. And LA is kind of interesting. You are like it's not a valley, but it's mountains behind the ocean side and LA city, and then there's a tall mountain there, and then it goes to a little bit lower area, and then people drive those mountainous road. We didn't know how the people commute to the LA. There's major highways and so forth, but this mountain road is also used for commuters. So I thought, wow, we felt we explore the mountainous scenic drive, and it's a beautiful area, but tremendously like a rush hour time was people like bumper to bumper very fast driving, and kind of a very I thought it was treacherous driving there. But anyway, we went to the beaches there, and it was pretty, very nice to see the ocean. And we went to Malibu town, and also state park there. Was very nice. Drove around the like Hollywood and Sunset Boulevard, so forth, but not much activity in the city. Mainly went to the beaches, but mostly we stayed in the Tehachapi and explored that area too. And during that time, I went to Sequoia National Park. It's on a 2 to 3 hours drive from there, and that particular drive, most amazing thing is that both sides of the road highway was littered with this not apple, oranges, orange grove, orange farming. I think you see lots of mandarin oranges at the store these days. Very very popular, kind of cheap, and those are the mandarin orange grove there. And it was like stunning to see so many trees there planted and bearing fruits. And so miles and miles those orange grove there all the way to Sequoia National Park. And that was pretty much the scene that I never knew before. And it was nice to know, yeah, California is rich and very varied in a landscape. Mountain there, and valley there, desert there, and beautiful mountains, farmland, and the cities, all mixed together. Then I really thought, no wonder California is very popular place to live. Also, very expensive to live there, but it's very, very interesting. I think city itself has so many people, tremendously popular, I would say, place for the entertainment, maybe. But business in general, I think it's very very active area, and I could see even the downtown area very bustling and hustling, and so yeah, now I understand. LA is probably against New York City and the U.S. They're the two big cities that attract people. And LA mostly those Hollywood movies and so forth, and beaches. But what I didn't know is that the tremendously rich farmland there, even though some of the part is very dry, I would say, but it's very irrigated, artificially irrigated, therefore it's very rich. All these, olive tree, orange tree, grapes tree lives very, very nicely there. And grows nicely. So yeah, that was eye-opening thing. And the other thing that I noticed is that plants, I'm a wildflower aficionado, and I always look at the by the highway roadside what is blooming. And this year, the year of the super bloom, because of the tremendous rainstorm, snowstorm happened earlier this year in California, and because of the amount of water came down, I think the bloom was tremendously floriferous, rampant everywhere, and I think April is a peak of those super blooms, but even when I went there, still lots of flowers are blooming, including California poppies and all the other flowers, which I couldn't identify because we are driving a highway, and there's no way to stop by to appreciate the flowers. And along the desert, like Arizona, southern part of the Utah, uh, and Nevada, some part, there is this orange flower blooming both sides of the highway. Very, very pretty. And I thought, wow, that type of flower I have never seen before. So I really wanted to stop by and check what that flower is. And but I couldn't tell from far away. It's like orange flower, and the color, carpet color of the orange there. But we couldn't, I couldn't identify what that is. And then I stopped by the rest area in southern Utah, and I noticed that particular flower still blooming there. And that was like a desert marrow. I think apricot desert marrow, which is kind of a tall, like a 1 foot, like sometimes 2 feet. Very tall flower, but lots of orange flowers uh, on the stems. And that particular smaller version I can see in Colorado too. That's Grove Marrow. Is I think very, very similar, but much, much shorter. And so this desert Grove Marrow was, yeah, like a highlight for me. And also there's lots of other flowers that I don't see here in Colorado. California poppy, we don't see that here. And also ice plant is, I think they are widely uh, living, they're growing in the beach of the area. I think they just seed scattered, and I think that's the ideal place for them to grow. And I saw all sorts of ice plants blooming. And that was very impressive. And when I went to the Sequoia National Park, there was this, because of the snowstorm, ice storm early this year, this particular road was damaged. So we couldn't go to the particular road to see the sequoia, giant sequoia tree. So we have to just stay. So we didn't see any sequoia tree, and that was kind of a little bit disappointing. But other than that, it was so beautiful there. I wanted to spend more time there, but time conflict, and we didn't have much time to spend much there, hiking, for example. But even then, I kind of noticed lots of different flowers, wild flowers blooming there. So that was very interesting. So So this trip made me a little bit humble because you felt, you know, you live in the United States, for example, you visit here and there, and you felt like you almost visited all the major cities in the U.S. and national park and so forth. But there's a lot of things that we don't know, because if you go there, if you go like superficially to the city, you don't know the countryside or anywhere, something like that. So you don't know, and especially California, the farmland I visited, along the Sequoia National Park highway. Uh, yeah, I didn't know there's so many orange trees and so many grape trees, olive trees uh, planted, and they seems to be very, very successful in business. And yeah, and the wine country that where we stay has several wineries there, and but it looks like the atmosphere there is like a Italian, you know, the vineyard or French vineyard look to it, and I thought it was very, very interesting. And that cater for the wine connoisseur, so that they make that kind of a atmosphere there. So yeah, also I noticed Arizona, um, it is pretty also, and southern Utah. I didn't know going to LA, I didn't pay much attention to the landscape, although I noticed a lot of beautiful rock formation there. But coming back, I really noticed that yeah, southern Utah is very, very beautiful, and rock formation, very nice. And we wanted to go to the you know, national park and so forth in Utah, but you go from Highway 70 to Highway 15 going south, and you have to Zion, for example, Zion National Park seems to be very close by to the 15, but still you have to drive a couple hours or something like that. So we didn't have time to do that. And there's a lots of other, you know, Zion is one thing, but lots of other national park along that particular highway. Um, so yeah, it's yeah, you really have to go up. For me, when I was younger, I loved driving state to state to see the state sceneries and stuff. Um, but after a while, wow, U.S. is everywhere the same. So I got kind of a little bit lost my interest driving. But now I think it's driving, and especially for senior people, retired people who have a camper van to travel all over the United States. That's very, very popular activity. Yeah, then I understand that is a fun thing to do, because each state has a distinct flavor. Even for me, going from Colorado to Utah, yeah, tremendously different atmosphere. Utah to Arizona, very different, and Arizona to Nevada. Nevada is very different. Nevada is almost like a desert, and you're going through this Las Vegas city, and that was like a huge expanse of the city, and right in the middle of the desert, and that was also very impressive, and I felt like, wow, those gambling type of thing, support the economy there. And California, very, very rich farmland and very diverse landscape, mountains, valley, and desert as well, and ocean. Very interesting landscape there. And so, yeah, I had a good time, and this particular trip made me feel young again. And I should explore a little bit more driving trip. It was so much fun. Okay.